Bonjour, I'm Troy Burns and this is my high school sweetheart Karen. We are fine art commercial photographers from Atlanta and we've just come back to French wine country on another photo expedition for KarenImages.com. We continue to do what we've always done, travel to Europe to create art and experience different cultures and lifestyles. The big difference today is our digital cameras now come equipped with HD video, allowing us to share the stories behind the images and take you with us on the journey. The road here is even an interesting story. Last year we sold 43 pieces of fine art photography to one client. Instead of buying a bottle of champagne, we came here to shoot and to celebrate our 18th honeymoon. The purpose was to build a portfolio of French wine imagery. The result was our own travel show and an unquenchable thirst for La Culture du Vin. The trip to France usually begins with a morning arrival in Paris. And while we maintain a love affair with Paris, La Culture du Vin is not about that. So we picked up our car from Porsche France, took the lovely Panamera 4S Executive for a cruise down the Champs-Élysées and a tour around the Eiffel Tower before heading straight for the region of Champagne in the ancient town of Haute-Villiers, where many say it all began. The city is home to the Benedictine Abbey of St. Pierre and a controversy over where champagne was first created. Some claim the credit goes to a modest monk whose name is now infamous in the champagne world, Dom Pierre Perignon. Dom Perignon was born the seventh child of a family which owned several vineyards in the Champagne region. As a young boy, he joined the school choir at the local Benedictine Abbey of Miremont. The influence of the Benedictine lifestyle made an impression on the young boy, and he continued to study there. He entered the Benedictine order and was sent to the abbey in Haute-Villiers in 1668, where he became cellar master. Little did he know his presence there would forever impact the world of wine. He began increasing the size of the vineyard holdings while he worked to create the first clear white wine made from Pinot Noir grapes. His adherence to the rules of a Benedictine lifestyle of prayer, study, and manual labor led to advancements that are still followed rigorously to this day. He is credited with the expectation that fine wine is made only from Pinot Noir grapes and that keeping the vines no taller than 3 feet high produces a higher quality, smaller crop. He insisted upon the importance of harvesting only on cool, damp mornings, being exceptionally careful not to bruise the fruit. He was an advocate for the careful use of presses and did not favor the unreliable methods of trotting upon the grapes with one's feet. He had a strict adherence to using no foreign substances in his wines and producing them naturally in a manner we would call organic today. Dom Perignon died in 1715 and was buried in the cemetery in an area typically reserved for the abbots in honor of his accomplishments as cellar master at the abbey. The champagne maker Mercier first had rights to the name Dom Perignon. It was given to the Moet Chandon house in 1927 as a gift between families joined through wedlock. Moet and Chandon would also purchase the abbey in Haute-Villiers, where Dom Perignon is buried, owning not only the name, but now also the bones of the famous monk as well. Today, Dom Perignon is a premier cuvée. It was the first vintage champagne initially introduced in 1921 and was not released for sale until 1936. The term vintage indicates that the wine will only be produced in years when the harvest meets strict standards of perfection. While Moet and Chandon will select perfect grapes from throughout the Champagne region for their other labels, Dom Perignon grapes can only come from the vineyards surrounding the abbey at Haute-Villiers that Dom tended himself. All of the methods of the 17th century winemaker, from the blending of the grapes to the precise pressing methods and the turning of each bottle by hand to trap the sediment at the neck, are religiously followed to produce every bottle of Dom Perignon. And when the grapes of his region are not up to snuff, the wine simply is not produced. The last vintage at the time of this production was 2004. To date, there have only been 40 years of Dom Perignon since 1921. The Moet and Chandon Champagne House is located in Epernay at the beginning of the Avenue de Champagne, close to the village of Haute-Villiers. It is the most accessible big house champagne experience in the region and an enjoyable one at that. Tours run daily, taking you through the caves for a tasting of Moet and Chandon champagne, followed by a cursory trip through the gift shop. Epernay's Avenue de Champagne, in close proximity to Haute-Villiers, make it a great base for a couple of days of sightseeing in the region. Epernay is an easy day trip from the coronation city of Reims, our fantastic hub for exploring the Marne Valley. It's located in the southeast corner of the Vallée de la Mont, providing easy access to the Côte de Blanc, Montagne de Reims, and of course, the Vallée de la Mont.